evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our channel with your I Declare. My first and last podcast to be started here at Boca Raton, Florida at 9:42 p.m. Le presento mi invitado Big K.
Thank you. Please, don't call me that. My name is Constantine.
I'm happy to see you, Big K. I originally thought to interview AI instead, but there is no AI that is as intelligent as you. Wait, not yet. So tell me how it is to be part of my college writing two final project. Don't you feel that it's an accomplishment for you?
Let's say it's not as big as a compliment as it is an insult.
Okay, nice. That is hilarious. Okay, it almost look real, but yeah, that is crazy how videos become too real. Did you know this software company had to deliberately decrease realism of their videos that it generated? Wow, that is insane, bro. The AI content we see today is just a fraction of what AI is actually capable of. Imagine what kind of boosted AI bees those companies hold in their basement.
Oh, I imagine that'd be chaos if they release something like that. I wish they never do. I mean, you cannot stop the progress of AI because it's taking a dramatic share in the world economics. Just in 2020, the global value of AI was around $100 billion.
Mm.
And by estimation, it will reach about $1,000 billion in 2028.
Well, $1,000 million.
Yeah, that
Okay.
is around 40% annual growth
Oh,
increase.
that's a lot, and it will keep growing, right?
Yeah, it will.
But in all that AI rapid growth, should be we frightened? I mean, will Terminator come true, and we're gonna have all the futuristic war with Skynet, like Sarah Connor, Kyle Reese, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, like be trying to exterminate, like be for all humanity. Is that gonna be true?
Not quite. Well, in some cases, we would have a huge war with AI. In the means of taking
Mm-hmm.
jobs, the technologists took a huge step in the past 100 years. New technologies have taken people's jobs since industrial revolution, but AI has the power to really replace the intellectual jobs and not just janitors or
Mm-hmm.
line workers or blue collar workers.
Yeah, yeah.
For example, lawyers, writers, or
Yeah,
doctors.
lawyers and doctors, but it's a creative jobs.
Uh, it is, yeah. It's a
Uh,
matter of time.
I mean, how about the architects?
Um, it's not as clear with architects. Since the first humans built their first huts, numerous new designs, buildings, technologies have emerged, greatly assisting in the entire process of erecting a structure.
Okay.
And the AI will be one of those tools, not to replace human, but to enhance us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There are some jobs that encompass so much in them and must include a human perspective in them. That how you even gonna exclude individual from it? Well, we're not gonna be like President of the U.S. is too old and we should replace him with AI.
Yeah, sure. I wish we did it with our current president, though. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I really don't know much about AI and politics, but I can speak for architects, and I think that the biggest obstacle for AI becoming an architect is most
Mhm.
likely its liability,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
And the most important aspect of architecture job is liability. Every architect is not just making cute looking buildings, right? What we do is to make sure that structures are the structures that weigh tons and tons of sturdy concrete are not jeopardizing public safety. Yeah, that's what we do. Would we would we risk trusting AI with our safety? Not just a safety liability, should I say, but also a responsibility before its clients, NGCs, and builders. There's been a recently there's been a $26 million lawsuit in Atlanta, Georgia, when the architecture company had a long delay of 15 months. And before finishing the drawings for a new Hilton hotel, they were building one of the hotels in Atlanta, at city's downtown. And I mean that's a lot, and it's not the worst part. The GC was like, "Oh, dude, what are those architects thinking? Well, I'm gonna start construction right now." And he was like, "What the hell, bro?" And that fellow began some construction without architects actually having the drawings for him. Can you imagine that?
That's diabolical.
Yeah, that's diabolical.
What do you even think gonna be? It's like a building a Star Wars or a Death Star without a manual.
Yeah, yeah, precisely, precisely.
I think that even if we figure out who put the responsibility as for using AI in architectural drawings, it still comes down to having tremendous amounts of attempts and mistakes from the side of algorithm. Before it can actually produce something useful efficiently the manual human intervention. Architects have a really complex set of skills to deliver the satisfactory product fully. It is not just the structural side of the project that should be done with extreme care. It is also essential to consider when designing the structure, the aesthetics, or the building, satisfying the client, cost estimation of the project, the financial restrictions on each project, compliance with the building code,
Yeah, side estimation,
the
like
estimation,
functionality of
functionality
building,
of the
right?
building, etc. Those are the direct responsibilities of the licensed architect, just like you,
Yeah, I'm almost
that seal the
licensed.
drawings that will become the future buildings. And for one single entity become, besides human, to encompass all the aspects of the project, it
Yeah,
would need not just to know the process on the paper, but learn from the architect's experience in real life following each step of the design and construction, as well as bear at least one or some liability for designing products. This is unachievable for AI, as at least so far we know.
I'd like to elaborate the idea of yeah actually achieving the level of development that is that it could really think of all the steps beginning from the designing and concepts and planning of the building and its immediate construction and all the results. Think
Totally.
think that hypothetically, okay, let's imagine that there is an algorithm that could do that. Okay? I see a lot of ways that it can actually improve the industry.
Right.
Yeah, for example, one way where AI can be super handy. People actually already try to experiment and implement that technology is managing of extremely large sets of data. It is sufficient for architects to manage project of a single buildings. It is harder to manage the whole community. Now think about the whole city, like how much pain in the ass would that make? Cities like New York, Seattle, or Miami.
No.
There are millions of people living there. And still, you have to manage new construction and renovation in and infrastructure, population, and think what opportunities AI has to work on the best solutions, taking in all the input of the large city simultaneously, right?
In fact, there is such system. A system that is AI-based technology called digital twin.
A digital twin.
It is
Okay.
a promising technology that is analyzes a large quantities of data, gathering using sensors of numerous vehicles, drones, satellites, and buildings,
Mm-hmm.
and maps and the layout of the city to predict the environment impact on its
Also,
infrastructure.
pretty convenient. Mm-hmm.
It is an estimate that more than 500 cities could be using some form of digital twin technology in 2025. By using digital twin to design, plan, and manage connected infrastructure, cities could have saved $280 billion by 2030.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we would have AI. And an instance in urban insurance.
But it's just in one instance. Well, digital twin, like what a cute name they chose for a system that basically just reads ones and zeros.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, can you elaborate more on that?
In particular, this study mentions that this will allow us to make solutions for larger cities. Digital twin assist this issue by using data on land use, building density, and vegetation cover. Machine learning algorithms can predict city areas that are likely to become heat islands.
Wait, heat islands?
Yeah, the heat islands is where you have a large amount of different applicants and machines like cars, electric
Okay,
scooters,
okay.
ACS computers, light sources that heat up the particular area that not surrounding uh, that not the surroundings
Oh,
regions.
just electronics heating up the city. So the city becomes like a mini biome with its own climate,
Yeah,
and it's never a good thing for living in a city for the environment, right?
yeah, exactly. AI is in in this case just a solution for effective cooling interventions such as planting trees, installing green roofs, and preserving land for public green spaces.
I see where you're going with it. AI might be the best solution for sustainability. It is also potentially might make building code compliance scanning more efficient.
Yeah.
Cost estimation, construction coordination, and we didn't cover it this yet, but AI also can detect clashes in the IM model, which basically detects structural and AP conflicts. And
Mm.
we already had experienced people doing that, but still, architects feel pretty chill that their jobs are not being taken over.
Yeah, usually they pretty skeptical about it, but
Yeah, it is partially because AI is still raw technology. There's that dude. His name is Phil Bernstein.
computer
Right?
scientists.
Yeah. He's a computer
Okay.
scientist specialized in database research in the database group on of Microsoft Research. Also a member of National Academy of Engineering for contributions to transaction processing and database system.
So
Basically,
he's like a super
yeah,
extra nerd
yeah, yeah.
who
So
does weird
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
like that Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory, and he's saying his quote. The most interesting applications I see are the ones that make our jobs a bit more efficient, like those that document and analyze certain aspects of our work, of translating a design into a building. For example, there's AI-based software that makes a building information model and analyze its compliance with building codes. It
Mm.
does an incomplete job of it, but it'll get you started on easy stuff.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, okay, it's just the common ways to use AI for average people. It's the same architects use it.
Yeah, just the way like a middle schooler can use AI, the way architects mostly use AI as well. Not in a like a niche way.
Right.
It's mainly because the algorithms struggle to learn about human behavior when one establishes a blueprint for the structure, because it is still a big challenge for incorporating a learning algorithm on every step of the design.
Yeah.
Uh, that would reason, which would reason not just from the point of view of the process, but seeing the end product as well,
Mm.
a complete building as well.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes, and yes, and that's the challenge that computer scientists and the AI developers most struggle with. It would take time to manage that, and one option I see as most promising, the one Professor Architecture Amir Almaz describes, another super
Not
nerd.
not a nerd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Muslim super nerd. By utilizing the building information modeling BIM, which is basically a software that calculates a building within a program and applies rules that would define a real building with real-time analysis and optimization. Smart words, right?
A lot of nerd stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and nerd stuff. And as Almas explains, this can be achieved when a quote unquote AI algorithms create generative models of buildings, considering user input, providing the potential of AI software in design process, and integrating software produced models for technical innovation, using generative networks to learn the link between design input and output, like the drawing and the actual building
Right.
they will build. It uses layout mappings to learn topological features and space organization from floor plan images, and AI coordination designed to create typical building footprints. Okay,
Okay, how about you cut the nerd
end
stuff
quote. And yeah,
and explain it like a normal person would?
yeah. Okay, so Wooling architectural flap down. Basically, they feed AI a bunch of blueprints, drawings of different types of buildings, like
Right.
hospitals, offices, residential,
Communities.
commercial communities, like the one we are filming this podcast now. Um, the system analyzes all that, and then based off what is seen, it can, for example, arrange rooms the most optimal way on a prompt you give it.
So, like, if I ask you to join me in an eight-shaped school with five bedrooms on each floor, cafeteria, 300
Uh-huh.
classrooms, 20 staff
Okay.
offices, or whatever, is gonna optimize all the rooms and hallways to satisfy my
Yeah, I
requirements.
mean, ideally, yeah. Still just a potential technology, right? Still development,
Right.
and that's why me and the other architects think AI is not threatening the architectural job in any way.
Mm.
Uh, I hope Bernstein affirms us about that. I mean, I apologize for quoting so much, right?
That's fine. That's what I do if I had to write a podcast script off of a
Yeah,
college
yeah, yeah,
research
yeah,
essay.
yeah. That's what I'm doing right now. He said, quote, I haven't seen anything that could cause a fundamental disruption in the way architects works. It's tough to disrupt a profession that can trace its origin to the Enlightenment. Today, these low risk adoptions, the current uses of AI in architecture, do not align with the tasks that architectural professionals find most inefficient, like cost estimation, project takeoffs, updating product libraries, and writing technical specs, and end quote.
Um, that what can be more inspiring than the realization that AI will not deprive me of writing those juicy technical specs
Yeah, yeah.
late at night.
I know, right? I know,
Yeah.
right?
This brings an important point.
Hmm.
AI will not replace a human. So
Okay.
we can be more confident in developing AI to help architectures do the job easier.
Mm,
Meaning the best to make the most use of AI today is to continue researching, developing AI, um, and keep it on a meta level, as it
mm-hmm.
is more a question of time for architects to find an efficient use for AI. It is also important to address the proposed risks by AI planning. So the best solution for that would be like conventional committee
Uh-huh.
um, in each company or by AI are
Right,
checked
right.
by humans before finally reviewed. The education in colleges should be incorporate methods of AI into the field as well, so that newly graduated students will be more familiar with the new technology and better adapt to the changing industry.
Yes,
Some
yes,
universities
yes.
like
Mm-hmm.
FAU already practicing embedding AI in
Oh,
their
right, right. For you,
curriculum.
I feel like it's kind of where the whole industry is going. Some research will keep on, but generally the AI companies and AAC companies will cap its development on a more moderate level, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
like how you mentioned that, I like how you mentioned that FAU has a AI AI course embedded in his curriculum.
Yeah,
And
it's a good course.
it is interesting. Yeah. Students on year four. I think yeah, students on year four are required to learn about AI on an advanced level, not just a like middle school level, high school level, right? Uh, Learn how to create 3D data sets, for example, and design workflows using AI to really not just make it a lame side quest AI course like in most
Yeah.
in most in most universities, but to really weave into the whole architectural study and practice. And that is great. If you are
Yeah.
architecture students have advantage in that sense before.
Incorporating AI into the
Yes,
jobs as well.
yeah, they have an advantage before other universities because they don't do it. It's not. It's optional in like FIU or anything else.
I have this one good quote I want to read out to you.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe
Go ahead.
someday
Go
I'll
ahead.
I'll tattoo it on my chest because I want to show it to everybody.
Yeah, so on our arm or on the forehead, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The architect is a poet of structure. What
Uh-huh.
was formed before unmeasured, and what was unmeasured before it was dream. The architect reveals what is possible by giving shape to the unmeasurable, to the signs of a place, to the character of light, to the desire of people. Machines can construct walls, but only a human mind can imagine why a wall should rise at all. Architecture, when, then, is not built by tools, but by thought. It is not a product of necessity alone, but the will to make a beauty endure.
Oh, that's from Kant's Lectures and Letters, right? The paragraph
Um,
from his writings.
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
Okay. I think it's from his writings Between Silence and Light. Yeah, you got the source,
It is.
right?
I have another quote, actually.
Right.
I wanna engrave this on my tombstone when I'm gonna be put in the coffin.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. There we
After I
go.
tragically die in a hospital bed, but my family surrounding me, and my heartbeat going beep
Beep,
beep.
beep. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want this quote to be
Yeah.
on
What
there.
is it? Whose quote is that?
It's by Frank Lloyd Wright.
Oh, the famous architect. Yeah. Yeah.
It
Go
is,
ahead.
yeah. A building should not merely serve; it should live. It should rise from its site and grow from its surroundings. Its purpose is only to house men, but to express them. His hopes, his ideals, his sense of harmony with nature. Not mechanical intelligence will ever feel that harmony. For architecture, it is not an invention of head alone, but of the heart. The architect's work is, um, in truth, the work of man himself, his conscience made visible.
That's deep.
It's a really deep quote
That
about
is deep.
making something of heart
Okay,
with
I'll
the
make
brain.
sure they actually engrave it on your tombstone. Okay. But yeah, man, you gotta go.
Yeah.
The podcast is over. But yeah, thank you. You're the best guest so
Thank you
far.
too. Yes.